Yo, yo, we in here, man. What's happening?
Salute, salute, salute.
Yes, sir.
We in this daggone building, man.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Salute to
On the river.
the mighty daggone Shogun. You dig?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody, man. What's good, bros?
Yeah.
Another beautiful day, man.
Yes, sir. Melee. What's happening today, man? Yes,
Salute.
sir. Icky Foster in the building. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Heart and Finish Kennels in the Mother Loving Building. What's good?
Yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah.
AQ.
AQ. Yeah.
You're rocking Noble.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the building.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Y'all see that?
Yeah, with the two-piece. With the two-piece.
Tip. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. Always coming through. Wifey in the building.
Hey, salute.
Hey, I like that, man. Salute. The air horn is fire, bro.
Yeah.
Pony. Student for life.
Hold on, let me see that. I'm way behind. Okay, here it is. Student for life come through hardcore in the mother lover, man. You know what I'm saying? He say he gonna follow Nikki up. Yeah, he say he gonna up the ante a little bit, man. You got that 5-piece. Tip. Hey. Yes, sir. Salute, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Man, Mom Duke's in the building. Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
man.
What's up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And while we're here, man, let me go ahead and start this off with, y'all know, for those of y'all who were born late enough, y'all know that this date signifies a coordinated attack on New York and Pennsylvania, man. So if y'all families were affected by that attack on 9/11, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to them, man, and prayers to the families that actually experienced losses. The nation never be the same again, man. It's movies where you see the New York skyline in some movies, and it look different in other movies now because of that action that took place, man. So, you know,
yeah, man.
It's all the families that were lost in 9/11.
Yeah, I was out there on the East Coast when it happened, man.
Yeah,
man. I had just left New York maybe about 2-3 days before it happened. I was going to college in Delaware. Yeah, man.
You telling your age now?
Facts. I was in the 8th grade then. I remember I was in history class.
Yep.
And my history teacher shut down everything, but like cut on the TV, and this dude just started crying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When it happened, like it was students at the school, man, who had lost people, you know, when the building, it was bad. But
it was crazy, man. I saw that second plane hit the building live.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
601 Mac coming through with a 5-piece. Tip. Hey.
Yes, sir.
That's my brother right there, man. That's my brother, bro. Salute, man. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all, I just want y'all to know, man, also today is my oldest birthday. He's 17 today, y'all. So shout out to DJ, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
shout out to the young bull.
When we get off here, man, we're going to have some ice cream and cake and stuff, man. Cause y'all know y'all boy Drake got a sweet tooth. Y'all boy Drake got a sweet tooth.
I know he asking for a car and everything now.
Yeah, he asking for a swift kick to the rump. That's what he asking for.
he trying to parlay. Y'all know what y'all trying to do with that car at 17.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. That's the problem, man. Oh yeah, true story. Hey, I'm gonna get right back to that comment my mom dropped, man. But before we do that, man, it is at the hour mark, man. It's time to start the actual show. Roll call is now over, y'all. So let us go ahead and pay the sponsors with the intro.
What's good, big dog? This your boy Dre, and this is Samurai Kennels Wednesday Night Live. This is one of the most interactive lives you're going to see on YouTube, especially in the dog community. We are the home of the Neo Dogman movement, a movement which is dedicated to the development of better animals through building better people. We are the home of the Digital Dog Show, the Online Obedience Challenge, and a host of other competitions that allow us to get out and compete both physically and with the knowledge about these dogs. Our goal is a positive image movement for the dogs, as well as the uplifting of righteous and just men.
Welcome to the pit where the Bulldogs reside. Wanna kick it every Wednesday we live. Cost you nothing, smash the like button, subscribe. I be in the back with the chat, then my guys. Members, backstage, you get a surprise. Schoolboy coming through, dropping dimes right on time. Walk 'em down Ram, cool as a fan. But if you try to scam, won't go as planned. We live by the code, that blue shoot old. Every Monday night, kick it with that solo. There go JT, represent the D. Facebook jumping like a Oak Cliff party. There go 601, gang by the ton. Yeah, if you tune in, might get you some. We be the show, but he be the gun. Hell no, we ain't no wimps. It's pimps over simps. Bites so intense, grabbing dogs through the fence. But anyway, what's up, Big Dre? Heard what they say, drill instructors don't play. No, they wasn't born, they were made that way. Trust me, I talk to them every single day. Now what did I forget? It's back to the script. Oh yeah, Digital Dog Show too legit. Biggest event to benefit all participants. Why you missing it? Big A signing out, Shogun paw print.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Supreme, what's good, big dog?
What's going on, bro? How y'all feeling today?
Hey, can't call it my spoiler, man.
Man, I'm just enjoying. I blessed to be here, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Amongst you good brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brothers.
Yeah,
I wanna cook on this 9/11 a little bit more. My mom made a post, man, and I'm saying here to tell the story, so I tell the story. So my mom's elder brother, Jeff, he works at the Pentagon, and his office was on the side of the building that was struck, but for some reason he wasn't in his office that day. So you know, I could have been among those families that I saluted earlier, man. So we were fortunate enough that it didn't happen that way, but it could have. So yeah, man.
I don't think anybody died at the Pentagon, man. That was a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't even mention the Pentagon. I said PA. Yeah, they said the Pentagon, PA, in New York. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter's teacher at school today actually brought it up to them as well. So they are aware. I'm not certain how the history was being taught, but of course at home it's your job to further their education and give your education that you believe they should have. You know, the school system is an indoctrination, but real education starts in the home. So you make your kids' history what you want their history to be, especially your family history, man. I want that like up front, you know. Everything they taught you in books wasn't facts, and that's the title of today's episode: Facts versus Opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Man. So in the first 10-15 minutes of the show, I like to get to the business, man. Digital Dog Show is September 30th of this month. The last entries will be accepted September 27th. So the best way and the most effective way to get an entry in is to do it through WhatsApp. All right. But above all, if you have any questions, the best way to reach me to get your questions answered is via Facebook, because I get Facebookations throughout the day while I'm at work, and I typically respond during the day. It might be a couple hours later if I'm busy, but you will get a response to get you the information you need. Now, even if you're not ready to submit your video at that time, it's better to go and reach out and establish the means at which you want to get the video, and to go ahead and get your number for the dog you're entering. Because at this point, you're considered entered once I have the dog number registered for you for your entry number into whatever shows you want to enter into. The shows we have for this show are Best Condition. Grand prize for Best Condition is $200. We have Best Puppy, that is ages 0 through 11 months and 31 days. And that prize is $50, as well as Best Slap Meal Performer, which is an additional $50 for the Best Slap Meal Performer. Now, the slap meal performance cannot be measured by an odometer because y'all are not racing on the same meal. So what's going to happen is my brothers on my panel, we're going to just vote on the dog that we think put in the most work and actually showed the most heart on that slap meal. This is not about getting it precise. This is about an opinion-based competition. There is no real way to measure that remotely. So we're just going to have fun and make it a fun contest for the people to be able to enjoy themselves and actually show their dogs and win a little bit of prizes and money in doing so. All right, so that's why we're doing it that way.
Okay. They don't want me to play against that dog no more. That Best Condition probably gonna grow a little bit more.
Hey, and I like how you pushing Faye. I really like how you pushing Faye, man. I see your videos, Brother Supreme, man. And if you want to, man, or if you will, go ahead and drop one of them videos in the chat so the brothers that have a mind to hear and Odyssey can jump in there and check it out.
For sure, for sure. Faye and Heat too, so I'm probably gonna condition it one more week. And
okay,
we in the laboratory.
For sure, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, hey, this a free show, man. Y'all jump in, man. The show is free. FREE, man. Come on down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, also, this is the last show we're gonna have this year for you to earn points towards your championship or points towards Dog Man of the Year. Like we said, we're doing a WWE belt for Dog Man of the Year, a plaque for Dog of the Year, and then there'll also be the top 10 channels, top 10 American Pit Bull Terrier channels, and top 10 trainer channels on YouTube. All right. So, excuse me. My wife made chicken Alfredo, and I destroyed it. So, we had to do that. Had to do it again. But let me go ahead and play y'all a quick reference video. It's on like 30, 40 seconds of what an entry is going to look like. So y'all can kind of see that, and then we're going to get right back to the show.
Your submission must include a frontal view of the dog. Get the best one you can. A side view of the dog, best angle possible. A proof of scissor bite and healthy teeth and gums. A video of the dog walking to demonstrate proper gait. Gait is the movement of the dog to ensure that it is light and springy as the American Pit Bull Terrier should be. Then you can finish off the video by showing your dog doing any types of work that you want to set it apart from the other competitors in the show. Thank you for watching and enjoy the next digital competition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. The only other difference with the best condition this time is if you're in a best, you're going to do a pinch either between the shoulders or on the hindquarters to show us your count to see how dried out they are. And how the skin returns to its elasticity based upon your conditioning. All right. So I just want to put it out there and make sure that is abundantly clear. Now, let me let my brother Toyo and 601 to how y'all.
Yo, you going in and out.
All right, hold on. Hey, go ahead and carry the show real quick. I'm real quick.
Yeah. So what's happening, bro?
Oh man, I'm over here chilling. I thought that was my Joan over here tripping.
Nah.
I thought my mic was going out.
Nah.
Yeah, my boy was over here sounding like he was going under a tunnel.
Yeah, man.
How's it sound now, y'all? How's it sound now?
Solid. Yeah, put that duct tape on that headphone. You know the duct tape is the answer for everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You ever put it on your leg or something and ripped up them leg hairs with it though, man? That's also a weapon.
Yeah. Bring tears to a grown man.
Yeah.
I don't know how women be getting waxed. Boy.
Yeah, man. I gotta give a shout out to McFarland in the building as well, man. Shouts out to you, Mr. McFarland. And in honor of her being here, y'all, I got another quick clip that I wanted to share. Now, with the old yellow dogs, man, of course, we propagate them on being able to be trainable. Here's a small clip of just interactions and how we do it on the walks. Check it out.
Meanwhile, at Samurai Kennels 210, San Antonio, Big A is working with Miss Young.
Come. Sit down. Sit. Stay. Stay. Still getting used to it. Michonne, down. Michonne, oh, here I got it. Stay.
Ooh.
Stay. No, Michelle. I know, girl.
That's a dog.
I know. Chill out.
She realized that's a dog.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Is that how she was whenever she saw that other dog?
Michelle?
Yeah.
You funny, Athena. I know, girl. I know, girl. I know. Come on.
I need another one. I'ma roll it up and I light it up. I need another one. So put some more in my cup. I just need another one. I'ma roll it up and I light it up. I need another one. So put some more in my cup. I just need another one. 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 I need another one. I just need another one. I just need another one. I just need another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. That's Gen 3 of the old yellow dogs, man. Just out having a good time, man. Just out having a good time. Truck Stop Boys in the building.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that part.
Oh my God.
Usual suspect. Yeah.
JC, when we designed that shirt. JC, when we designed that shirt, bro, you getting a free one, bro. You getting a free one, man, because that's a classic. That's a classic right there. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, man, y'all need to get over to Toyo channel. Check out that live we did the other night, man. Check out that live we had from the other night.
Yeah, man.
Welsh, what up, bro?
What's good, big dog? That's a good looking dog on that thumbnail right there now.
That's the man y'all need to get in touch with. Y'all try to keep the dog stuff. We got that good deworm. I've been using that shit since I got it.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, what you gotta drop, if you got a link for it, you gotta drop it in the chat, man. You know,
please.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, man. Advertise, man. I don't I'm not gonna knock y'all or block y'all, man. We're gonna talk about it tonight too, man. I got some topics and stuff, kind of dog related, kind of just real talk, man. And I'm not gonna be here too long tonight because it is my son's birthday, man. So I want to get to it. So one of the first ones is it's been a G topic all week. So I was just gonna open it up to the brothers and open it up to the panel. All right. The topic that I think is opinion based for me, that might be factual for some of y'all based upon your experiences, anecdotal evidence, is how many dogs or how many generations does it take to make a line, right? And I already gave my spill on it a couple times, man, so I'm not about to sit here and beat a dead horse with it. But I wanted to open that up for discussion tonight for just a little bit. To me, that's an opinion. To some of y'all, might be fact. Any of y'all brothers on the panel want to cook on that?
6.
What you say, so?
6 gens.
Yeah. Why you say that?
I think at that point, if you you got direction and everything, you can consolidate and really get all of the points that you're looking for. Temperament.
Yeah.
You got the look. You've created a family where if somebody pull up in your yard, you know what I'm saying, you got uniformity, and your dog's pretty much acting alike at that point. And I think 6 generations give you enough space to where you could continue your lines as well too, if you bred accordingly. So that's my opinion.
Yeah,
man. And I wanted to caveat that with part of the reason I want to have this discussion or these discussions tonight is just because you have a different opinion doesn't mean it has to be. You can agree to amicably disagree, and that's what I'm trying to kind of like propagate tonight when it comes to these dogs, man. Some people gonna say to use this wormer or that wormer, or use a different version of heartwarmers and different things like that, man. But at the end of the day, man, the only facts is what works, man. That's the only facts that works in this, man. This is not an absolute science by any means. And so thank you so for breaking it down. Any of y'all other brothers want to cook on that?
No, I was riding with Soul, Yeah.
Man, I'll let y'all know in the future. I'm gonna start here real shortly.
Yeah, you in the process. You cooking now, huh? In the kitchen.
So this show gonna be around for a real long time. We might end up on NBC. So I'll let y'all know.
For sure. And that's wise words, man. There's a song that a freestyle that Petey Pablo put out to the Fast Lane remix. And in the song, he says, observation is the best explainer of a situation. So if you're observing your stuff, man, you're going to know when you got your touch in the animals, man. So you make that decision based upon you and your touch and what it is that you're looking for. And I hope that whatever it is you're seeking, that you find it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right. Now, let me ask y'all this. Does the pedigree or does the line behind the dog matter when producing the line going forward? And if so, does that line have to be accurate as listed on the papers?
Say that one more time.
Does the line behind the dog have to be accurate and matter? And does the line have to match what's listed on the papers?
You asked it differently, Dre. You asked it differently. You said, does the paper matter when moving forward, producing with the dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that correction, my brother.
It matters. I mean, it depends on who's doing it. I believe, me personally, yeah, I would want the papers. I would want the tag to go along with it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's people, that do it differently. That don't mind that. They more concerned about seeing the traits that they want out of the dog. So, I mean, to each his own.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think
Let me go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying I think it matters. The dog behind. Uh, you know, trying to pull those traits forward. Um,
Yeah.
and then outside of that, I think it all depends on what your vision is too.
Yeah.
You know, how you plan on moving forward with the said hounds. What they looking like. You know what I'm saying? Are they even displaying the attributes of the past dogs? So I think
Yeah.
it's all about how how it presents itself in real time.
Hmm.
Fair enough. Now, Viking royal family asks a genuine question. He says, "So I got something to ask. What way do you guys feel bringing in new blood? Uh, would you want a puppy or two puppies, and would you take your stud or your bitch and bring in different blood?" So the way I interpret that, and Viking, let me know in the chat if I'm not interpreting this correctly. I think you're asking like if I go cop two puppies off of a litter, like a brother sister or a half brother half sister, so that maybe they're not litter mates, but they have common kin. Do I keep those two and breed them back together to kind of start making the line, or are you saying would you take it out immediately? That's the way I interpret that. So I'm gonna give it just a second and let that stew a little bit. And if I'm not asking that question right, man, help me out with that one. But okay, I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link real quick. Hold on, let me see real quick. Hey, so brother Welsh asked for the link. Obviously, I know who Welsh is. If you want to come on the show and kind of give your opinion on some of these topics we're talking about tonight, that's more than acceptable. But just make sure that if I don't know who you are, you're gonna have to show your face in the back chat before I allow you to go on the screen, because I don't want to. There's children that watch this channel, and I don't want to put these children in harm's way by being irresponsible with the platform like we have. All right, so just keeping that 100% G with you. Everybody has the opportunity to come on here and speak, but those y'all who have the wrenches you've already been vetted, and you already done showed. Some of y'all got your phone number, some of y'all I talk to ever so often, so there's a little difference with that and the newcomer. And I saw a newcomer in the chat. I wanted to give him a shout out, or her. Vendetta. Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Vendetta, man. Welcome. This is a pretty safe environment, man. You can ask your questions, and there's a lot of great knowledge in the chat. There's more years of knowledge in the chat than on the screen, man. So do not hesitate to ask one of the brothers in the chat or get a difference of opinion, man, because it doesn't hurt to have multiple options or power. And the knowledge of your options is even more power. So get all those perspectives you can.
I think brother Mike can clarify what he was trying to say.
Okay, so he said to bring something fresh into your family of dogs. One of y'all want to cook on that first, or
am I interpreting that like hybrid vigor? Is that what is he talking about? Like if the your blood is tight, or
yeah, I would assume so.
If you're just missing something, I guess. Yeah, I mean, as long as it fits your vision. At the end of the day, if you lacking something, and these hounds are expressing the traits that you desire, yeah, you take that chance at that point and see if it clicks with your blood. I mean, I personally would.
Yeah.
Hold a bunch of the puppies or give them to close people. That way we can keep a good eye on them, and if they work out, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. We continue. You know what I'm saying. Use it when it's needed. Otherwise, we scrap it there.
I couldn't say that no better, man. Your blood might be tight, or you just every once in a while you gotta throw something in there to freshen it back up. You might not get to the point where it does get too tight. You might freshen it up, that breathing before it gets too tight every time. So he said it because it depends on what you're trying to do, man. I look at I probably cop it to have my dog made up with the 25-75, even if it meant I have to do it 50-50, and then breed again for that 75-25. Ain't got number time. Shit.
Yeah, man.
I learned not to dislike no bloodlines though. I remember when I was like, a little younger, I like I would, you know, without giving it its chance, find a reason to dislike a bloodline. So as I got a little older, I realized that that's not the way to go, and I can't do that. So that opened me up to, and I ain't never just always had Eli dogs. I done had some G Red Bull Bully dogs before, and those were some nice dogs. My best friends. Had to get
Yeah.
rid of them, but think think bro might be Welch in the back, bro.
Let me see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 8601, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Do you mind at least show some of these pictures you just sent me?
It's all good, bro. That's why I sent it to you for. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
My brother 601, what it is, fam?
Man, it's all right, man. I'm just really chilling, man. I was just waiting on y'all to get through. You know what I'm saying? I was going to let y'all know I'm going to go on mute for about 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to land, though. Yeah. Everything good, man. That's good, man. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. Pop your stuff, bruh.
Man, it's all right, man. They don't want to hear what I got to say. You hear me? But
Yeah.
it's all right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let them make it, man. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. They just scared 601, man.
Yeah.
Message.
Yeah. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Already. It's all good, bro. Y'all know I ain't doing nothing but talking shit, man. They ain't shit. My ass, man.
Yes, sir.
That way, you feel me? Everything good, though. You know?
Yeah.
We moving forward, man. We moving forward, man. We know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Salute MKM.
Yeah, MKM in the building. Yeah, man. Big salute to MKM, bro.
Samurai.
What's good, big dog?
You hear me? All right, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was on the yacht. All right, so what y'all talk? I came in late. So what y'all cooking on new bloodlines?
The original question was how many generations does it take for you to call something yours? You know.
What that depends on the dogs you using. Because
okay, can you elaborate on that, brother?
Well, that all depend on the dog you using. Because for one, if you got more males than females, it's gonna take you longer to call that yours. For one, starting there, and then it all depends on the actual dogs you using. Because let's use. What's a breeder? Okay, let's say you buy 2 dogs from mall camp, right? And depending on the dogs you buy. No, you know what? Just to make a long story short, if you're not because you got to buy dogs from somewhere. But if you're doing breedings that the breeder can still do, you would never be able to call that yours. Now, let me give you an example. Something more people would be familiar with, matter of fact. If you take a pup off of Ray Lewis, which is off of El Drago, if you're not crossing that into, let's say, a triple bred boomer dog, and then you inbreed on that for 2-3 generations, technically, nobody really has that. So you would be starting something actually fresh, because it's a lot of people calling stuff their dogs, and other people can duplicate the breeding. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what people have to keep in mind. That's why people still calling dogs red boy dogs, but red boy in the fucking 16th generation. That's not a red boy dog. So that's the main problem with the American Pit Bull Terrier. People so stuck on the names in the goddamn 10th, 11th, 12th through 20th generation. And it's like, y'all don't have no dogs in front of that that's worth talking about. So that's another issue why a lot of people can't start their own bloodline. And that's why it's not a lot of new dogs. So in order for you to call something yours, the people you got the dog from should not be able to duplicate that breeding.
All right.
So
But what about the characteristics in the dogs? If you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so as far as the traits now, Samurai, can you pull up a pedigree and put it on the screen for me so I
yeah,
could
give
give
me
you
just
an
a second.
actual example?
Yeah,
Yeah, keep
please.
cooking, but give me the pedigree and I'll look it up.
Um, okay, bet. Look at go to Bane pedigree and click on Macho Bane, and then click on Boo's Life. I'm gonna give you an example of something.
So you saying that even if you influence the dog, generation after generation, to where you kind of hone in on the traits that you wanted, it's still not yours.
No, remember, you only have but so many traits in a combat sport, or
Right.
with hog hunting and all. Remember that it's so you gonna want mouth, you gonna want either bone structure, intensity, and so on. So if you're breeding best to best, even with the worst, they still carry the genetics. So a lot of people got to stop that bullshit talk, because, like I say in my private group that we argue about, the point I always say is most of these dogs' foundation is from dogs that got losses on a record. So all that other shit people be talking about, I ain't trying to hear it, because you got more dogs started from dogs with L's on their records than wins. Snooty, some of Floyd dogs, and so on. So that's my point of that. The genetics is there. It's on you to do a breeding and sit back and observe in process of elimination. That's on you. So whatever you're trying to lock in, you should be looking at all the littermates and seeing who has what you need, and those are the ones you're gonna breed together and pray for the best. Because rather both of the dogs got the traits you're looking for, you could still breed and not get the shit. It's not a hit every time. We just got to be realistic about that. It's a 50-50 chance every goddamn breeder. Now, out of 8 puppies, you might get 3 good ones. And those are the ones you got to keep for the program. So once you lock in your actual traits, you have to breed the dogs in the way that only you can outsource them. That is the key, because you cannot call nothing yours if somebody else can still do it without coming to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was important, bro. I want to elaborate on 2 things which you had spoke on. All right. So you saying if I go get a dog, go purchase a dog, right?
Uh,
I bring this dog to my yard and I breed this dog with one of my dogs, right?
Uh,
Okay, just say my dog pedigree is unknown. You feel me?
uh,
I'll put this dog with my dog. That breeding can't be duplicated.
well, you're right
Because
about
I'm the
that.
only one with go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no. I'm saying you right. You right. If
So
you saying as far as the unknown part,
right. So I'm just saying, so does that qualify me to say that these my dogs right off the bat then after I make this breed? Because can't nobody else duplicate that breed now, because I'm the only one with this dog right here. But the pedigree is unknown. Just say I don't even know the pedigree. The
well,
person
see,
I
that's
got it
that's
from
that's
don't
the
know.
advantage of an unknown pedigree. You from because what you got to remember, all of this shit started from unknown.
Right, right,
So with the lack of knowledge that people don't have, that I always tell people about is you could buy two non-paper dogs if you document your breedings and you can prove 3 to 4 generations worth of breedings. You can get paperwork for your dogs. By everything behind the dogs, everything behind your foundation dogs is going to say unknown, and is everything that's going to have a pedigree on it is the stuff that you bred. A lot of 90% of the American Pit Bull Terrier community don't know this. Even some of the older guys don't know this shit.
right, right.
So when people say every day when I'm looking at these discussions between a paper dog and a non-paper dog, I just laugh because most people don't know if you really work in your stock and you documenting your breedings and you can prove 3 to 4 generations, they will give you paperwork. That's been known forever. The AKC talks about it. It's on their website. The ADBA has it also in other registries. It's no secret. People just don't do the homework.
Right.
So when people that whole discussion about value and all that shit is bullshit, because if you breeding best to best and you making a family of dogs, you can easily get papers for it. So just for the people who didn't know that, now you know. So
Right.
but Samurai, I just want to show y'all something right quick. Samurai, go to Macho Bane. And click on, okay, go to his offspring. I just want to show y'all something when we talk about moving forward and creating something. Click
Okay.
on Boo's Life. Okay, so these puppies just dropped right here. Now, if you notice the pedigree, you notice is double bred off of my Macho Boo bitch. Now you see that's 2 half siblings. Both are off of her, but 2 different sires. So that right there, nobody has that. Nobody can duplicate that. Even the Little Caesar to Macho Boo breeder, the Bane to nobody can duplicate that because nobody has a dog bred exactly like her because her family is small. People have something similar, but nobody has that exactly if you really study her pedigree. Now, moving forward, you see I bred Macho Banes to Savage. Those are half brother, half sister. So now the best from this, now I want y'all to pay attention to that pedigree. Now, Samurai, click on Savage and click on Siblings. I want to show y'all something. Okay, and click on Baby Girl. Click on her offspring. This dog right here, this female, is in Florida. Now click on either one of those pigs. I'm gonna show you something. This is Savage's sister. You see that breeding right there?
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Nobody has that. Now that's going to get bred with the pups that just dropped. I'm gonna show you something else. Go back to Macho Bang for me, Samurai. Just want to make this quick so y'all could visually see what I'm saying. Okay, go to Salute to the World. Now, just so you know, this is Macho Bang's litter mate in New Orleans. He just got to make a pig for the dog he has. This is actually Macho Bang's belly mate. So mind you, this is another brother on the top side now that did a breeding with a whole different female. That's getting bred into the program also. Do y'all see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So mind you, it's one big network. They have their dogs and they have some of my dogs. My dogs are being bred to their dogs, and I'm getting offspring back from all of them, and it's going back into this. So now we're moving forward while concentrating on a main set of dogs. Now, if you could go back to Bane for me, Samurai, I want to show you something.
Excuse me, bro. So I'm trying to see like where we going with this next because we just going over pedigree, but now.
Well, what I'm showing you is you're seeing belly mates being bred. I mean, you're seeing belly mates breedings connecting with each other's from different breeding also while you're breeding to have siblings. So the traits that you're trying to lock in, you really don't have to, I don't want to say go outside of your yard. So you're blending the blood that you're moving forward with other blood but that you're bringing back into your yard for an outcross. Because what you have to realize is when you're creating a family of dog, you're going to have to do an outcross. So why not have an outcross that's already blended with your blood? Because that's where most of this hanging paper shit coming from. Because a lot of people don't want people to know they outcross. If we're gonna be honest.
Hey, you just pissed a lot of people off when you said that.
I really don't care. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I really don't care. It's the truth.
That make a lot of sense. But
well. Okay, Samurai. Vinny is in this group. Click on Bane Offspring and go to Clarissa Shield.
Hey, so
now we had this discussion this morning. I'm not gonna say the kennel name, but I have a private group that we talking every day. A group of us. Now we was talking. I'm gonna piss some people off, but we talking about some Jeep dogs, and this I ain't gonna say how many times that they're saying Jeep is DNA profile in that dog, but anybody that breed any type of animals know, especially canines, know if you got one dog in your pedigree more than 100 times, you got a lot of outcrosses in there, bro. It's impossible. It's impossible. So, like I said, I'm not gonna name this camp, but this is why I'm showing y'all this. Because when you being honest with yourself and the people that's around you that you networking with, you really don't have to hide nothing. Because at the end of the day, you the source, and they also the sources with you, but they're not going to be giving puppies just to anybody. That's the beauty of it. So I just showed you half siblings being bred together, moving forward. Nothing is inbred moving backwards. Everything is getting concentrated while you're moving forward and you're out crossing at the same time. That's what I'm trying to show you. So everything.
What about a closed yard aspect when you're not? So let's say somebody already got the 3 females and 2 males. Let's say that's what they're gonna get in this closed yard, and they ain't got no KPs they dealing with. How long would it take, in your honest opinion, how long would it take somebody with 5 dogs that they bought from some of the well-known breeders? So that's been from other people's dogs that they starting off with, and you got in your yard closed.
And you got 5, and you said 2 males and 3 females, or 3 males and 2 females?
Three females. Let's say you got them from Floyd, you got one from Malcant, you got one from Garner, and you got 2 males. I got from Samurai and I got from Big A. And it's closed yard. So I ain't doing no breeders with no other dogs.
Okay, so the time length, nobody can actually give somebody a true time length because it's impossible, because you don't know at what age you're going to breed it at. So let's just put that out there. Let's just put that out there, because some people could say it'll take you 10 years. But if you're doing one breeding every fucking 3 years, it's gonna take you a whole lot longer than 10 years. You see what I'm saying? So let's do a time span. So it could take you anywhere from your first 3 generations is your most important because that's where you need to lock in certain stuff. So based on your first 3, I would say 6 to 10 years. Because like I said, it all depends on what you got going on in life. Something might come up, you might miss a heat, you might wait another 6 months. You see what I'm saying? So you can't really put no time on that. You can put a time span that you're aiming for.
All
Like
right,
me,
let's subtract time from the equation and use generations. You know what I'm saying? Like how many times you show up in that generation? How many times your name show up in that generation? Regardless of the time, how many times do you with the closed yard aspect? How many times does your name have to show up in them pits?
I would say at least in the first 4 generations, I would say at least 4 times. At least 4. At least but see, that's the thing. This type of topic is not like a one-day topic because you got to remember you could take that one male and breed to all the females, and then you could wait and see what you get, and then you could repeat that with the other male, and then you never know, you might have a change of heart and say, well, let me breed these 2 female half and half together and see what I get. So that's why I say at least 4 times within the first 5 generations, at least 4 times.
All right, okay. Well, it seems like we got a solid answer.
Yeah, man.
At least 4 times within the first 5 generations. Because as you see, what happens with gardener dogs, a lot of them just breeding all his dogs together and they trying to call it theirs. And I'm like, okay, y'all did 3 breedings and his name's still at the front of the pedigree. That's not yours. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. You didn't change it. He can still do the breeding and still sell pups. That's not yours yet. You have to cross. That's the problem with people that go get his dogs. They don't understand that you have to do a cross that he cannot do. And then you could inbreed on it to lock that in and then put something else with it. Then that would be yours because he's more than likely he's not going to go that route. He already has a family of dogs. So again, if me and Samurai, don't you got Bane's sister?
Yeah. Dior.
Okay, perfect example. Just to make it easier. If you had a male, okay, my macho boo bitch, if you had a male that was her litter mate or half sibling, you would be able to follow my breedings. But
I was
you
gonna
don't.
say that when you were showing that.
That's what I was trying to get them to understand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get them to understand. You have to be able to. Ready Red can't even duplicate my breedings. Waccama, Pitt Island cannot duplicate my breedings. So me moving forward, that's why I can call it mine. If you do a 4-way cross that nobody else has after that first generation, you technically can call that yours because
Okay,
nobody can duplicate it.
I see how you breaking down science. Hey, schoolboy, salute. Hey, schoolboy, what? Answer the question for us. How long do it take for How long? I love schoolboy input, man. I love listening to schoolboy. Like, I'll fall asleep listening to schoolboy.
Shout out to Schoolboy.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
schoolboy,
Shouts out
what
to
you
Mr.
think? How
Garcia.
long it take for you to say it's yours? Generations of time.
And
Faye, what's up, Faye?
But yeah, man, this and let me give y'all the not the disclaimer, but the direction of it. So I think the reason why it's good that we all discuss it is because understanding this when you're communicating with somebody about this can really affect. I dropped the link, Milestone. It's in the chat, but I think so. We say a lot of things that everybody, we kind of have a general understanding of how things work, but I might say I got a line and me and this brother disagree on the line. So to him, it's not a line. And that doesn't have to be an argument. It's just, okay, like he might think, okay, Dre don't know what he's talking about. And I might be like, I'm not dealing with him because he don't know what he's talking about, you know? But it's because some people say 6, you know, Schoolboy said 3 to 4, you know, and I don't think none of them are wrong. But I just think when you're talking about breeding or going outside of your yard, which, you know, once you have the dogs you like, you only going out for stuff you like anyways, right? We miscommunicate a lot of things, man. I was miscommunicating the term gameness for a long time, and I still don't truly understand gameness, right? And so I think it's important to have these discussions and create a forum in which each person can get opinion, because facts of the matter is a science, and I don't think any of these questions can be answered with a pure science. It's all art, you know what I'm saying? It's all art. Y'all don't woke up the legend, Mr. Garcia in the building.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
What's going on, Schoolboy?
Yeah.
Salute.
Good chat. Good topic. Salute, brother.
Yes, sir. Schoolboy, before you take off and go to 10,000 feet, let me fly 3,000 feet with you real quick, Schoolboy. All right. And the dog I want to specifically ask you about is your big red dog. That dog, how would you say with Big Red you kind of went your direction with Big Red from the original Jeep stuff?
Well, the thing with Big Red, because I had Jeep dogs, everybody think he was a Jeep dog. He was only a quarter Jeep. So he was quarter Jeep, quarter Miss Rage, Grand Champion Miss Rage, which those two were inbred on his top side, and he's half Red Boy. What made my stuff Jeep dogs? And he's off of Rascal and Honey Bunch. So I had Jeep.
Schoolboy, you gotta go back like 3 seconds.
Yeah, Schoolboy, you gotta go back. It went out, and I'm telling you, man, that was like when them cliffhangers suit Schoolboy. So you said he was a half Red Boy. Yeah,
we was listening.
Okay, so he was only a quarter Jeep, right? And everybody knows I had Jeep dogs, more specifically Honey Bunch dogs. So and they were inbred. It's inbred Jeep Grand Champion Miss Rage on the top. So he's a quarter Jeep, quarter Miss Rage, and half Red Boy. And what made it Jeep stuff or Honey Bunch stuff was I bred him to 2 inbred Jeep females. Also in the background of those inbred Jeep females is Rascal Jr., who's off of Rascal Honey Bunch. So you got Jeep Honey Bunch, Rascal Honey Bunch. That's what made the foundation Jeep, or more specifically Honey Bunch. And then I added more Jeep, more Rascal Honey Bunch later, and then some other stuff, Bully Son and some Eli, different things. But that's basically what it is. But it generally takes 3 to 4 generations to produce a family of dogs for the particular breeder. So that's 3 to 4 generations means, it doesn't mean breeding your dog 3 or 4 times. It means actual generation. So you make a breeding, take that, make another breeding, that's another generation, do that, like that. And I think it was Welsh said, you know, your name should be on, you should be the main breeder making those breedings. Even if you go, let's say within those 3 or 4 generations, you add a cross, you should add a male to your female, you're the breeder. Or you add a female to your male. But one of them dogs is yours. And you're the one actually making the breedings, you're setting them up, you have a direction you want to go in. Because if you look up look up Google, look up Mayo Clinic, look up any animal husbandry, you can produce a new breed of dog in 3 generations. That's how they get them cockapoos and all that, tea diddles or whatever they are.
They call them
Hey,
designer
Yeah,
breeds.
hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
schoolboy,
yeah.
when you noticed a decline in weight when breeding, or was your dogs getting bigger, or did they stay the same? And if they did get smaller, did you care, or you didn't? You was just focused on the weight.
My dog's average, and even with Big Red, who was a 54-pound dog, he never threw for me anyways, he never threw a dog bigger than 45, 46 pounds. So mine averaged with males around 37 pounds to 45. Females about low 30s, maybe 31, 32 to 40. I never had any females that were over 40 pounds.
What's the smallest dog you bred?
A couple of females I had were 30, 32, 31, 32, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And even those, because when you're developing your family of dogs, or you're using a family of dogs, once you have your foundation set, and once you're key on certain dogs or certain bloodlines, your dogs are going to average the size of those families of dogs,
Yeah.
right? They're gonna average out, and you can
Did you?
change that. Generally, the female determines the size of the pups. Generally, not always, but generally.
Yeah.
So if you
So,
want,
oh, go ahead.
if
Go
you
ahead.
want, if you want smaller dogs, breed a smaller female. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're 30-pound females. They have produced 45-pound dogs, but it's going to be the average of your family of dogs.
Gotcha.
And that's with anything, it don't matter if it's chicken, horses, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, schoolboy, I appreciate that answer, man, because I messed up the Big Red thing. So you've told us a million times, but I just want to say, man, yeah, like that. And I
Yeah,
like to avoid misconfusion. I like for people to talk about their own line. So you and Welsh both came on here and talked about, your ideologies, and you have the proof to back it up. You know what I'm saying?
right,
That's kind of
right.
important to me.
Yeah.
And I kind of caught some of what he was saying, and I'll just reiterate: when you breeding a family of dogs, like he was talking about, when he's saying, you don't really have to go outside of your yard. That's because, or outside of your blood. Let's put it that way. You're gonna, because we talk about adding crosses, right? So, like he did, and I did too, if I'm correct. You're adding something that has a cross in it. It's your stuff with the cross in it. You're putting it back to your stuff, which that's the commonality. And then you have a cross in there. But the cross was already there. You don't have to specifically put the cross yourself in there. You don't have to go outside of your yard to do it. And there's
Right.
there's other, I'm writing a book. I probably mentioned it, How to Breed the American Pit Bull Terrier, right? I
That's
won't
why I
say it
asked.
here, but there's a way to breed a pure line of dogs, and I'll add that into my book. One thing I'll give you too is this is an old Mexican breeder, right? The foundation of his stuff was, they call him Mexico's Hunter Red. He was a brother to Long's Baby, Long's Tuffy, Satchmo Bully, and Satchmo, right? And he inbred the shit out of his dog. He included Bully Son, Stu Fowler stuff. So that foundation stuff was Hunter Red and some Stu Fowler stuff. He inbred the hell out of it, added Bully Son, like, Mexican Eli, if you want to call it, and he inbred it for 25 years. Within that process, every 3 or 4 generations, because the Bully Son dogs, with that Long's Baby, Long's Tuffy stuff in there, Hunter Red, that's where you get the short, squatty dogs, right? Thick bone, bow-legged up front like that, slope to their muzzle, hound dog ears, thick stifles. But within 3 or 4 generations, he would get a dog that resembled Hunter Red in those inbreedings, right? Red, stand a little bit taller, more staffy looking, right? Those dogs were real staffy looking. For him, that was the outcross in his bloodline. So when he got one of those dogs, he just reintroduced it back to his inbred shit. And the dog was inbred itself, but it didn't look like none of the other dogs in his family of dogs. That was his outcross within his family of dogs. And that's how he could inbreed them for 25 years. And inbreed them every which way you can imagine. Inbreeding on top of inbreeding on top of inbreeding. Now, you don't get a lot of dogs doing it that way. You don't get a lot of you have a lot of mistakes and a lot of culls. Some of them, they have health problems, this and that. So you only use the ones that represent what a good dog is. So you might get one or two out of every litter. Some litters, you don't get none. You dump it. But he continued forward like that. And, you know, he was a top competitor too. Most of his stuff really inbred that way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why
That's why
kind of
I
ways
asked.
you can do
My
it.
bad, bro. Go ahead, 601. My bad.
My bad. It's all nah. I was just saying. So it's all kind of ways you can do your thing. Really, right?
Yeah.
You know. Just,
Yeah, there's tons of different ways. But the main focus should be on your standards. What are your standards? What kind of dogs you want? What do you consider traits that you want to keep? Traits that you don't want to keep? What's a major flaw that you just will not retain in your family of dogs? And what are some little flaws that maybe it ain't so bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you include a major flaw for some reason, if you continue with that, even one generation, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of that, and then you're going to screw your shit up. So doesn't matter how the dog's bred, doesn't matter how much you like the dog or what his pedigree looks like or, you know, whatever it is. If it's a major flaw, don't even mess it because it could mess your stuff up.
That's why I asked the closed yard about the closed yard aspect, and it seemed like it'll take longer. And that's kind of the route out. That not kind of. I'm sorry for the. I
But
probably sound like the animal kingdom awoke outside,
well,
but
remind me what you mean by closed yard.
so I had
In
asked the
what
question.
respect?
So I dumb it down. Let's say I had 3 females and 1 male. You see what I'm saying? Let's say I got 2 females from Floyd. Let's say I got 1 female from Big A, and then let's say I got the male from Samurai. And I didn't, and I just inbred from right there and enough, and I didn't go to nobody else. I let some out occasionally, but I wouldn't ask for nothing
Yeah.
back, and I just inbred it in the yard. And I
Yeah.
asked how
The
long
thing is, you know, well, the thing is when you start, you know, it depends on are those dogs related in any way? Do they have commonality or are they all different dogs, different, you know, crosses, different bloodlines? So that matters because if they're different from each other, you can breed them together. However, you got it, two female, 1 male, or 1 male, 2 female, whatever it is. And if they're crossed, you can inbreed it right away. If they're all related, then you make your breedings and then you reintroduce the one who is not so tight and move forward. And then after that, you can put a tighter bred one like that. But if you just inbreeding, there's some people that could do it, and a lot of people lie about doing it, that they get great dog. You don't. And there's always a debate about what nature does. Some people will tell you, well, nature inbreeds heavily, right? You have an alpha male in wolves and lions and all that, and wild horses and all that. And that's true. But if you do your research, they don't inbreed that much. They're always introducing something else. They're always something sneaking in there and breeding when they ain't supposed to. And that's just nature's way of adding fresh blood. Because even in nature, you can't inbreed heavily, even though you can to a certain extent. But when there's a decline, nature's going to take over and throw something in there.
Yeah,
You could have an alpha male. You could have an alpha male, for example, and he's the only one that breeds all the females. Well, he's going to get old, and something's going to sneak in and breed when he ain't paying attention, or the female is going to go off somewhere and breed to another male, or some fresh blood is going to come in and push him out of the way. It's not always within the family where a younger male takes over. Sometimes it's out,
Right.
same
You
species
heard
but
about
different bloodline.
you heard about that island? I want to say it's like Alaska, Canada, where it's a specific species of bears. There's nowhere else, and it's been those bears have been there for like 2,000 years. And I was watching a documentary on it yesterday. I forgot what it's called. I don't want to give y'all the wrong name of the bear, but it's one of the biggest bears. Get up to 1,500 pounds. And I'm like,
Is
damn,
it a
how is it so
Kodiak
big?
bear?
Yeah, the Kodiaks. Yeah, Kodiak Islands.
Right. So I'm like, how they get so big if it, they gotta be like I was trying to get the number of how many documented ones was on that island and for them to
Right.
get so big and be I can you consider them inbred?
Probably, but bears can travel a long distance swimming, miles and miles and miles, 30, 40 miles. So unless they, document them 24 hours a day, you don't know if something else got in there, and it could be the same species. But let's say it didn't. Let's say they're all inbred. Again, we're going back to the average of the family. So if those bears were massive in the first place, even though they're inbred, they're going to stay massive. They're going to stay big. For example, with Big Red, he was big, right? And I even bred him to a 50-pound female. I didn't get big dogs. But other people, after he left my yard, they inbred him and they got 60-pound dogs out of him.
Damn.
So it just depends on which individuals you're choosing, and the breeding itself. Maybe the females they bred them to inbreed them. Maybe they were bigger females. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were out crosses or whatever it was. But they have
Right.
inbred dogs off of him that were big.
Mr.
Salute,
Garcia.
salute.
Salute. Mr. Garcia.
Hey,
Yeah, I want to give my little hot dogs and beans thing about this making a bloodline or whatever, whatever.
That's Big Hill.
It seemed like
yeah.
it's two different
Ooh.
questions or two different questions: making a bloodline and making a family of dogs. Like a family of dogs, you making a family of dogs willingly or unwillingly. If you breeding dogs any type of way. It's gonna be a family of dogs, scatterbred dogs, mutts or whatever, family of mutts or whatever. If you planning on doing it or not, if you breeding dogs, you're making a family of dogs. Now, this is my opinion though. But now when you trying to make a bloodline, that's a total different thing. Like, and to me, the fastest way to do that would be let the dog make the bloodline, which means make a good dog that stands out, and then you'll be able to stud
Right.
it to different people. If it's a good dog, you'll be able to stud it to good females. But you got to make a name for a dog or make an accolade or let the dog make accolade for itself. The dog has to do something. That's just the fastest way to me. You get a good dog, and then your dog, you go from there. You breed it to good females. But somebody needs to want to breed to your dog for you want to make that, do that, a bloodline. And,
Right.
other people have to be using it, I think, for you to be making a bloodline. For it to
Yeah.
even be called a bloodline. Something had to make a name or something. Something had to do something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a
I would
family of
agree that.
dogs, would be different, I think. Just in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, when I use the term family of dog, it's with a particular breeder, particular person. That's his family of dog. That's the way he breeds them. They have his name on them. He's doing it however he does it. When we're talking about bloodlines, there's two distinctions. One is the one you mentioned, where you name the bloodline after a dog, or you name the bloodline after a breeder. And in those cases, yeah, other people have to be using those dogs. But ultimately, it's the public your peers, your contemporaries that name those bloodlines. So, for example, the Bolio bloodline, Bully Son bloodline, Negrino bloodline, Mayday bloodline, Jocko bloodline, Red Boy bloodline, all named after dogs. Where the other way, bloodlines are named Carver, Heinzel, Tudor, Sorrels, right? Named after the particular breeder. That's the only distinction between the two. But the difference even with that is when you're concentrating on a particular dog, he's the main focus or she's the main focus. And it's generally given to males. They don't really do it with females. But you could call Boyle, like Boyles is a bloodline. But if you want to name it after a dog of Boyles, it would be Dirty Mary. Because her influence is in almost every dog he ever produced after he got her. And when you have it named after, most of them named after males, it's that dog's influences on both sides of the pedigrees. And there isn't any number, how many times does he have to be in there? That don't matter. It's a dog's particular influence. And in the real world, back in the day, where did we see that? Well, the style of the dog. When you saw a Bolio dog, you knew that was a Bolio dog. How it looked and how it performed. Didn't matter what crosses it had in it. That dog took the traits from Bolio because he's the one that was keyed on in the particular pedigree. And that's the same thing with Bully Son, same thing with Mayday, whatever dog it is, Jocko. They have a particular look and style. And if they look a little different, they still have that style. Where it's a common theme among the dogs that are named or fashioned after that particular bloodline, named after the dog. With the breeder has a particular set of standards, how he wants his dogs, and most of them also will have a particular style look, but there'll be more variety within it because he's going to add this and that and put it together. And they have a tendency to key on particular dogs, but it's over generations. So with Carver, he started off with keying on Ironhead, and from there it went to from there it went to Bully Son. From there it went to Stompanato, and the females, Black Widow, Arts Missy, like that, Miss Spike. Just like Daibo. Daibo's a bloodline. After that, his son Spike. And after that, Tonka and different ones. Down from that bloodline. And they went off and made their own bloodlines, even though they all go back to Daibo. So yeah, there's a lot to it. And there's no real wrong answer as long as you can explain what it is you did, why you did it, and the results. You have to have stats or facts after you make your breedings. So I'm never one to say, well, you can't do this or that don't work, or that's not really what you think it is, or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, Mr. Garcia. It's just different paths. I just said, like, to me, like the easiest way to me will be making it. Just you're already making a family. You're making your own crosses and stuff like that. You're dealing with other people's blood, but your crosses is what's going to make you unique. But at the end of the day, the dog has to be something that people want to breed to. Female or male, it's something that somebody want to breed to, because the female could be just throwing you good dogs, and somebody besides yourself got to know that. So how are you gonna get your female out there or whatever to get bred to good? So
Right.
It's different ways, because it still comes down to the good breedings. Because just because you're creating a family of dogs, or even if you're creating a bloodline,
it could be a garbage bloodline. So if you have a good dog and you start breeding it to the wrong females, that could be bad for you. Now you're giving your good dog a bad name because you didn't do the correct breedings. So that's where the breedings come into importance at. So it's still, when you got a good dog, you still got to pay attention to what you're breeding to, because it might work on
Yeah,
your yard breeding to your females and you get good dogs, but when you get your name out and now they want to breed to your male, it's not doing
right.
the same for them. So
Yeah,
and
that.
now they're putting a bad name on that dog's line when basically you
Okay.
get all good dogs from it. So
Yeah,
it's different
yeah.
things.
That's true. So, and that's the way a lot of it is gone. That's the way a lot of people think. So, how do you improve on that? What you just said, and the key thing that you mentioned is he throws good for you, but not for someone else. What you have to do is put yourself in the position where when you have a producer, he's going to produce to almost anything, if not everything. So, it don't matter what female you breed them to. It don't matter if she's a cur or cold dog or piece of junk. That's the ultimate, and that's where I put Big Red in that category, and a lot of these other dogs like Grand Champion Art and Polio. It didn't matter what you bred them to; you were going to get something out of it. Now, some breedings were better than others, but you
Boy.
still had competition dogs. You still had dogs that could produce. One of the females I bred Big Red to, I didn't even know what her pedigree was. 50-pound female, had no breeding on. I still got good dogs. Now, moving forward, I wouldn't have bred to those dogs because I don't know. The bottom side was unknown. But to use in competition, yeah, they were that good. So that's where you always got to be thinking out of the box. And we talk about improvement, advancement. You talk about evolution and all that. That's how you evolve. You have to have a female that it don't matter what you breed her to. You're gonna get something out of it, something good. And some are going to be better than others. So that's what you follow. The ones that are better than others, that's what you follow. But doesn't mean the other ones were just junk. They were good enough at least to compete with. That's what people need to think about. Where do I find this male? How do I produce this male? It don't matter what I breed him to. I'm gonna get some. And Big Red did that. Even a couple of his sons were like that. At least one of them, Bill, I bred him to it was a Tonka, Matson's Fred T, Red Baron stuff. Not even related, not even close. And he was heavy G. Bill was. Still got good dogs out of it. I wouldn't have continued with those. But like I said, as far as competition, yeah, I'm going to use them. Somebody else might have continued, might have done good with them. Maybe they could take it back to the Tonka side, or somebody else would take it back to the Jeep side. I just wasn't interested in it. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't have produced. They weren't bred. But that's the level you want to get to. And the only way to do that is you have high standards and you call what is not up to your standard. And people talk about best to best. Whatever you breed should be best, because it's generally meant, it's only means champions, grand champion, this and that. And then they'll say, well, sometimes they don't produce and this. And okay, there's a reason generally why those dogs don't produce. One of the reasons is they just can't produce. That happens. But if you let's say you have a grand champion, he's a badass dog, but he's the only one in his litter. All the other ones were culls; they weren't worth nothing. You breed that grand champion, that's where you might get that. Well, he didn't produce. He doesn't have the background in him for him to produce. He has the ability to win at the top level, at even the highest level. But as far as production, it's not in him to do that. If you look back at those dogs where they say champion, grand champion, this and that, didn't produce, if you really study it, that's generally why. You don't have the background for it.
Yeah, salute. Historically speaking, it was kind of a benefit to competition people to sell those type of dogs. They didn't mind that it didn't work on your yard. To tell you the truth, they didn't mind that it didn't work on your yard, and they was cool with getting the benefits of their dog making a name for itself. So it's actually bringing sales to them. But basically,
Yeah.
the they know the combination is only working on their yard, so that's a benefit to them. They're not really mad at it. Only a person that's selling to the public would really be worried about if it's working on their yard and anybody else's yard. That's somebody that's concerned with selling to the public. Like I think Supreme was saying, a closed yard. When you just concentrating on your yard, just historically speaking, if they was competition
Right.
guys trying to win, that's what they want. Their yard. They worrying about their yard. So they worried about
Yeah.
how their yard works or whatever,
Right.
whatever. Now when they're going out shopping, of course they want their things, whatever they're buying, to be one of those dogs like you're talking about, Schoolboy. Uh, something that can throw for them, you know.
Right.
So that's always that's more of a breeder. That's why you always need a breeder too, because a breeder wants to satisfy you. Competition guy, he might got that good stuff in his yard or whatever, but you don't never know how he put it together, the sauce or whatever, whatever. Might be a little here and there or whatever, whatever. So, but it still sell you a dog because the dog got a name, you know.
Right. Yep. You're right. I'll give you two examples about selling those great dogs. One of them, James Crenshaw, he didn't keep old dogs for whatever reason, because every famous dog that's behind him, except for a handful, he sold them. He had Honey Bunch, sold her. Had Champion, what's his name? Uh, Gator, sold them. Champion Rascal, sold them. Champion Otis, sold them. Rascal Jr., Champion Rascal Jr., sold them. So that's one reason why breeders don't keep them. They get too old. They serve their purpose. Another one, when you're talking about competition guys, they ain't breeders. Jim Stinson, we had a conversation. He owned a lot of great dogs. Grand Champion Art, Champion Tuffy, Champion Dolomite, a bunch of them, right? He told me I was a dog fighter. I wasn't a dog breeder. So his concern was not breeding dogs. He was a competitor, basically, and a lot of the guys were like that. And yeah, they might do some breedings, but that's not their focus. But what I got from Boyles was the best dogs you're going to have are the ones you breed yourself. So, and that's what he was. He bred his own dogs, didn't have a ton of them. But if you look at his breedings, most, if not all of them, worked to some degree. And he competed with those dogs, and other people did, and it kept going and like that. So, you got to find out where your niche is, what you want to do, and what do you have your dogs for? In today's world, maybe you want weight pull dogs, maybe you want catch dogs, maybe you want coyote hunting dogs, maybe you want treadmill race, or so you should be breeding those dogs along those lines. This is what this dog needs to do to perform this function, and then breed them that way. But if you don't have it in your mind's eye first, how you want your dogs to look and perform and build and temperament, all that stuff, and what you're breeding them for, you're just breeding a bunch of dogs. I like that dog, I'm gonna try it. I like this, I'm gonna breed it. This is my family, these are my dogs. Yeah, they all look the same. Because most families of dogs, most bloodlines have similar traits. That's why people like them. Back in the day, you want a smart dog that's very intense with great prey drive and good air and good balance and wrestling ability. You breed to a Boleo dog. You want strength and power and mouth. You breed to an Eli dog or an Eli Jr. dog or Bully Son dog. Right? You want stifle dogs? Breed to Jocko. Breed to Chinaman. Those are the traits they throw, and there's a lot more to them. And there's some flaws that they have too. So that's where you got to weed out the flaws if they're major, or you accept them because it's not that big of a deal.
All right.
That's where it really gets into breeding. You know, that's where you really, how good are you? How are you going to advance? So with a particular stud dog, that's how I looked at it. I have to have dogs that almost anything I'm gonna breed them to, I'm gonna get something out of it. Some of them ain't gonna be good for breeding themselves, but I'll be able to win with them. And with females, it's harder because they can't have that many pups. So when you see the top females, you know, like my three are Black Widow, Honey Bunch, and Dirty Mary. Everything they were bred to, almost everything they were bred to, produced something. Went on to have their own bloodlines or dogs named after them, whatever it is. That's what you need in a female. That's why they're so important, because you don't get a bunch of dogs out of it. Even if you breed her every heat for 10 years, it's, what is it, a couple of hundred dogs? You could get a couple of thousand out of a male if you breed them that much, you know. But even with that, I mentioned that before, that people think that dogs throw thousands and thousands. They don't do that. There's no dog that unless now, you know, because of artificial insemination, frozen semen and all that, you might get, you know, a couple of 3,000 dogs out of them, but that's going to be rare, rare, rare. They just don't happen. There's not enough time. There's not enough, you know. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I did this. If you, let's say you breed a male and he averages 5 pups a litter, right? To get 1,500 pups out of them, you would have to breed them every week for 6 years straight. You'd have to breed them 52 times a year for 6 years straight to get 1,500 pups. I haven't found anybody that's done that or even come close, right?
Wait.
People don't look at it that way. You got to do the math on it. Just like some of these guys, this is kind of off topic. I've had some guys tell, oh yeah, I won 200-300 matches. Bullshit. Prove it. Really? So, you know, maybe you did off the chain stuff and you had condition, you know, mix it all together, whatever it is, you know. How many dogs you think you got to do to get 300 matches? That's going to take you years, and you'd have to do 10 or 15 dogs a year, whatever it is. So how many keeps are you doing? Do you eat? You take a shower, go to work? You spend time with your family? What do? You know, there's only 24 hours in a day. Average keep is, even if your keep is only 6 weeks, well, how many times 6 weeks can you take out of the year to do a dog?
Man, especially with a full-time job, I'd be tired with one dog.
I'm just saying, even if you do multiple, I did 4 dogs in 1 month, right? I did 2 on one night, 1 the next weekend, skipped the weekend, and then the last weekend of the month I did another dog. That shit tears you up, even if you have help. So let's say you're independently wealthy and all you do is dogs back in the day. All you're doing conditioning dogs. Well, how long is that going to take you? Especially at the peak of the keep, when people say, I spent 3 or 4 hours, I spent 8 hours working my dog. Bullshit. How are you doing that? Right. So people embellish stuff, and there's people that have had 100, 200 over a 30-year span or 40-year span, if you're lucky that you can last that long. So there's a handful of those, yeah. But you wouldn't believe how many people told me that. It took me 17 years to do 46 matches. And I was busy all the time. So, you know, I'm not, there's people that done a lot more than me. There's people that ain't done near what I did. So you have to take everything into consideration. To do 10 dogs, if you did 10 dogs a year to get 300 matches, you'd have to do 10 dogs a year for 30 years, if my math is right. I'm just saying.
Right.
Hey,
1,000
fellas.
part. Yeah.
I
Can
was
you hear me?
yeah, go ahead. Y'all make y'all rounds, man, because I got to get up out here in just a little bit.
Oh, it's
Mr.
time to wrap it
Garcia,
up.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yeah, I hear
School,
you.
schoolboy, hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, listen, I got two things right quick, man. When do you? I just feel like if you got two dogs come off two different lines, right? Okay, now you done bred these dogs, and they done had some puppies, right? So is it cool to do a sister and brother inbreeding by them
For
coming off
me, that's the best way to do a sister breeding when they're two
sister
different like outcross.
little mates, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
You put 50-50 outcross. You make the breeding. You take two litter mates out of that, breed brother and sister.
right. Okay.
And the hope is that you get in those resultant pups is that you get the traits from both sides.
Right. Right.
And then
That's
let's say you I've talked about this. Let's say you make that outcross. Boom. You take brother and sister out of that, breed them together, right?
uh,
You can take the pups out of that, the females out of that breeding, and go back to the daddy, and take the males out of that breeding and go back to the mama. And you're reintroducing those bloodlines, or you can keep them separate. You can keep doing that over and over, where you keep two bloodlines separate, and then every so often you put them together. You put your outcross together, so they're tight, tight, tight. Put them together. That's where you have your athletes, battle dogs.
already. All right, then another one. Historically speaking, right? Let's say if you had one hook, right? Okay, and then you done flew around and got a snake bite, right?
Right,
Okay, so you know it's really over with for you, so you gonna have to pay that forfeit, right? All right.
right.
So do you just off the muscle contact them folk? Hey man, I'm gonna have to go and pay the forfeit, or do you wait to the last minute hoping that they call you saying that they got to pay the forfeit,
Well, I'll
or
say it like this.
would that
I'll say it
be
like this.
like
If the first thing you're going to do is try and find another one real quick, right? If you can't, and depends on how much time you have, and depend on how close it is to the show. So if you're 6 weeks out, you got time to find another one. You don't have to tell them right away, but if you ain't going to tell them, you should at least show up, unless you just go ahead and pay the forfeit. So there's different ways you can go about it,
right,
because maybe something will happen with them. You,
right,
you don't even have
right?
to take you don't have to even have to take the right weight. Show up with the dog. Maybe it's 2-3 pounds smaller. Maybe they don't show up with a dog. You're going to collect the forfeit. But if you tell them beforehand and something happens to their dog, they're not going to tell you, "Oh, never mind, my dog got sick or whatever. Just pay me." Right?
That's right.
So you gotta think. You know,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
if you're going to wait till the last minute, show up at least,
Right.
or send your money. Hey, it's there. Right? But you have options depending on how soon it is or how close it is to the show to try and adjust. I've seen that happen. One guy forfeited. He told the guy, "Hey, I'm going to show up, but I'm just going to pay you the money because something happened to my dog. The dog got hit by a car and got killed." And the guy goes, "Okay, no problem. I'll be there." Well, the guy that got the forfeit paid to him, something happened to his dog too. He broke his hip. So nobody even brought a dog, but he got the forfeit where in reality, neither one of them was going to show up with a dog. They should have just called it even, nobody pay nothing. But one guy jumped the gun and told him early, and the
Right.
other guy just went with it. He just went with it,
Right. Right.
collected the forfeit.
Free money. Yeah.
And it's not illegal to do it. You can do it.
That's right.
So
Well, really well. We're gonna wrap this up, man. It's Supreme Excellence, man. It's the Gang Dog Brady Bunch. Once again, everybody keep your head up and your vision sharp, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. You know what it is. It's your boy Big A. Be back in here, same time, same place, next Wednesday, man.
Thanks for having me on again. Good show as always. Support you. Everybody knows where you can get a hold of me. Hit me up if you need anything. Keep doing the good work.
Yes, sir. Hey, Schoolboy, can you plug your book again? Because you kind of got cut off when you were plugging your book earlier. You said you're writing it, or it's already written?
No. I'm still in the process. Hopefully that will be done and soon. Hopefully before the year's out. It's going to be called How to Breed the American Pit Bull Terrier. It'll have different methods, techniques, and I'll have examples, pedigrees, my own and other dogs' pedigrees to explain what I'm talking about. And it's from choosing the right individuals, how to breed them, different standards, traits, male, female, puppies, all kinds of stuff. It's
Yes,
pretty, but I'll advertise when it's ready.
Yes, sir. 601. He be the show, but we be the gun.
Already, everything good, man. I just look forward to seeing everybody next week, bro. God bless everybody, man. Keep God first, bro. We roll.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all, I hate to dip up out of here quick like this on y'all, man. But the twins is my wife watching one of the twins. I got the other one with me, but we're gonna go ahead and hit y'all with that Christian watchword, the samurai chant, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get up, pull up out of this thing for the night, y'all. Y'all can text me or whatever if y'all need to, but I'll see y'all. I think we're gonna go live Saturday on Big Hill channel if I'm not mistaken, man. I'll get back with y'all on that, or I'll post it on the community page. But let me go ahead and give y'all that watchword, man. Okay, now may the Lord watch between you and me while we're absent one from another. Amen. And before I get that chant, man, I do want to say I did lose one of my cousins this week, man. His name was James Hines, and I'm gonna take a quick minute, a quick silence for him, real quick, y'all, and then we'll do the chant. We'll get up out of here, y'all. But this is for my cousin James Hines. All right, man. I thank y'all for observing that moment of silence for us, man, because I don't even know the causes yet, man. It just happened. And back home, I got a lot of cousins that's going through. So I had a cousin that got shot last week too, man. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here with y'all because if you come where I come from and you seen the things that I done seen, you know it don't get much better for me, man. That's a J. Cole line, but I thought it was very appropriate for everything that I was able to make it out of, man.
Yeah.
But this has been a Samurai Kennels Live, y'all. For the love of the dogs.
For the love of the game.
All right, man. We out, y'all. Peace.